أهلا.
أهلا وسهلا.
Sound
Sound the gong.
You know?
Sound the gong.
I haven't heard about that.
No, you know the gong? It's like a...
The club thingy?
No, it's like a big metal round thingy that looks like a senior machai.
Oh, yeah?
You're like...
Oh, that one. Yes. I don't know what it's called.
It's
but
called
yeah,
a gong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they use this like tool with the like ball head to hit it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. We need that one.
When you start something, it's a drum roll and then it's a gong.
That's very good.
Yes.
How are you?
How are you doing? Good morning.
How's it going?
Pretty well.
All good?
Yeah.
Everything set?
We're trying to make it set. We're just, you have to just stick to the route, right?
Yes,
stay motivated, stay dedicated.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's your final semester here at
It's
AUIS.
my very final semester, yes.
How are you reflecting on that?
I mean, university is somehow forming a very, how to say, I don't want to say obstacle, that's not a nice word, but it's like taking a lot of my time for my professional life. Mm-hmm. That's something that I need to get out of the way. Okay. So that I start a new life based on that and then because my current profession is kind of away different from what I'm studying.
Okay.
So I need to finish with that so that I know how to merge these two routes and how to start again, how to start over with what I have and with what I will be having after graduation.
Yes.
So I am very excited to be over with university.
Yeah.
But again, the memories, the friends, the stage of life.
Yes.
I think it will be highly missed.
And I think you gone through multiple generations and a lot of people changed during your time.
Yeah. So 5 years. The law program is 10 semesters. 5 years is not it's not a blink of an eye.
Yes.
It's a lot of time. 5 years. A lot of things change.
Yes.
We came in before the corona. We faced the corona, the online, the hybrid education system, and now this. And now we're trying our best to keep the hybrid or the online system of education available for us students who are working full-time, who have other responsibilities. But thank you, AUIS, they removed that. Yeah,
that's one of the interesting things about this uni as well. They have ways where people who are working, they can provide help with that. But I think
that used to be around.
Yeah,
at the last semester.
Yeah, why have they changed that?
I do not know. We have to ask the university. They said what I have been told. The explanation that has been given to me is that the Ministry of Higher Education does not allow that system anymore. But I mean, there are countries who have switched the whole of their work and education systems online or hybrid learning after Corona, because people found out that you do not need to
be in
the place physically, and all these these expenses and all these coming and going to be able to do the work. And I believe that's correct.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the Minister of Higher Education is not keeping up with the updates.
Okay, and that's really unfortunate. I have so many friends who are working and finishing their degree, and that system used to be very beneficial for them.
It was,
but now it's not only they've removed that and they increased let's say the difficulty of it. They've also decreased the number of absences that you get for each class, which made it even more difficult, because now you have after I think 5 absences you get a penalty, and on the 7th one you get a fail.
Yeah.
So that's been fun.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah. But it's all good. You are graduating this semester.
I am graduating, yes.
Which is
very, very hardly, as we say, بشق الأنفس.
بشق الأنفس?
Yes. But we are making it happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I really like about people, that you are working in a different field and different profession, but you haven't abandoned what you started, and that's something very admirable.
Do what's right, not what's easy.
Yes. You can leave this whole uni thing and just work, but you started this journey.
Why not finish it? You can fail on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, which is something I don't do.
Good job.
Yeah.
So how would you describe your experience here? How has it been?
In AUIS?
Yeah.
AUIS if I would describe it, the vibe in AUIS in one word, it will be vibrant. You have a lot of backgrounds, a lot of personalities, a lot of people to learn from, a lot of people not to learn from.
Yes.
A lot of lessons to learn, and a lot of things to be aware of. You know, it's as I said, it's a vibrant, so to say, environment that things are changing. Things keep on renewing themselves.
Yeah.
Policies are changing. The professors are changing. The way of teaching is changing. I mean, back in my time, you did not come to UG when you were an undergrad, an APP student.
Yeah.
I was never in that stage, but I was aware of it. Like APP students had to finish all their APP, their access program courses, and then come to
there
the
wasn't
the
like
UG.
a placement test and this kind of
No,
stuff.
there was a placement test, but now they are coming to UG. They are becoming UG students, undergraduate students, with like 1 or 2 classes from APP left.
Oh, so they would
So
like
I mean, that's one of the things that
overload
changed.
them and
Yeah,
like this kind of
it's not
stuff.
overload them. They will recompensate them
yeah.
as like Englishes or something.
That
I mean,
wasn't the case, huh?
no, that wasn't the case. I mean, for example, the absentees that you talked about. So there are a lot of policy changes. There are a lot of professors coming and going. President of the university changing.
Yeah.
This is a positive thing, I believe. Like, it's not like having the same person that taught your father in another university be teaching you.
Yeah, we need like a new idea.
You
new
need
ideas.
renewal. You need new people.
New blood.
You need
They call
new
it fresh
ideas.
blood, yeah.
Fresh blood, exactly. You will learn from everybody new that's coming and going. You will learn from their experiences. You will learn from their feedback.
Yes.
Like every time one of my favorite professors or for example, Dean of Students, Dean Barron, when he left, me and him had like a long chat. Miss Edith Zanto, I don't think you remember her. Yeah, she was one of the famous people here for Civ.
Yeah.
She was teaching Civ. She's now in the University of Alabama. She was teaching me. I also had a long chat with her before she left. So, you know, you learn from their background. You know, you learn from their feedback about the university.
Yes.
Throughout the years that you were here, what has changed? What do you want to change? What was good to you? What was bad to you? You learn from their experience.
Yeah.
It's always good. I have this one motto in life that I have to collect information about everything.
Yeah, that's why I started something.
So I have to know information about everything, you know,
Yeah.
like not just in university, in life and everything. I just have this motto ever since I was a kid.
You are a sponge that's observing whatever is around you.
You can say that, yes. So I like to collect information. I like to collect different point of views.
Yeah.
I believe that it's from difference or from different point of views that we learn the best about each other.
Yes, I agree. But on the other hand, do you think like you touched upon this point about like how there are many different backgrounds in AUIS and many different ways of thinking and school of thought. It's a very diverse set of students, okay? Do you think that it might also be difficult to find, like, let's say your own people, or like to find something that you align with, because there are there are many groups of people here.
Yeah,
and
there are different mindsets, different thinkings.
Yeah, and each group has their own like way of thinking and like their own agenda, let's say, or like their own. It's different. Like I don't think you would
I understand your question. Yeah,
like it's not. I think the typical diverse community that you would see in places and other places.
I understand your question. Like if you're trying to find, as you said, your own people and remain in the same mindset that you left your house with,
yes,
that's a good thing. Also, if you're trying to learn new things, accept new ideas, find yourself in something else,
yes,
that's also good.
Yeah, and finding that balance.
Yeah, so you do not necessarily have to be like, let's say, have that retroactive thinking that you are what your parents taught you.
Of course.
And you left your house with. No. You came here not liking math, for example. Throughout the AUIS, you learn that you love math and you take a minor in math. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to remain on what you were, what you were taught, or what you think you know best,
yes, you can do that.
That's also a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you keep your personality, keep your own entity, so to say, if you want to keep it like that, you are very much welcome. If you want to change it, you can also find that in AUIS. The thing with AUIS is that, as I said, the vibrant society makes you find all sorts of things you want. So whichever route you want to take, I believe you will
it.
find it in
Yes,
AUIS.
yes,
As you said, you are finding people,
Yeah.
finding the right people, finding the right path.
Yeah. Through
Finding-
trial and error, huh?
It's very easy to find it, believe me.
Yeah.
You will just, by the looks of it,
Yeah.
by the way of it, and we have a lot of events in AUIS that, for
Yes.
example, we don't have any other place. For example, the events that the clubs do.
Yeah.
Club Day, I mean the student gatherings, the picnics.
Yeah.
You can reflect a lot on the personalities and the way of thinking of the clubs, of the university, and on the students from these events. Because the outdoor events is where you find people. Through a class, you cannot be having a chat with somebody.
Yeah.
You will not know a lot about somebody's personality. Okay,
It's-
you
it's-
will
it's
know.
It's after the class ends.
You will know a lot about their way of thinking, like academically. You will know a lot about their academic level. If there's somebody in your class that's very smart, that's very easy to find out. You know, if somebody's getting straight A's, you know that person is smart. That person knows the subject.
Yeah.
You might also know he likes the subject. You might also think, okay, he has a background on that subject. That's something academic. That's not something you need to know about somebody's personality. Knowing about somebody's personality happens from the activities outside class.
Yes.
Happens from the friendship outside the class.
Yeah.
So finding your people who think like you, or finding new people that will be thinking, you will be thinking like them,
Yeah.
or you will have a common set of thinking, or so to say, share the same ideas.
Yeah.
It's not very hard in AUIS.
Yeah.
Even though I have not a lot been in that atmosphere, I have not been around university since
Yes, of course.
After the corona, but like I do know this for a fact. You know, this is known about the AUIS. You come here for 2, 3, 1 week, like you could find out a lot about the nature and the so to say the vibe that the AUIS gives, the AUIS students and management and staff and professors give.
Okay. So for everyone who doesn't know, like, you are a law student.
Yes.
What advice would you give to people who are interested in law, or like starting their journey, whether in AUIS or somewhere else, regarding law?
I mean, we are the very first cohort of law students. We're going to be the very first group of people who will be graduating from AUIS law. Our journey has not been easy.
Of course, yeah.
We came through a lot of difficulties. We came through a lot of rearrangements, cancelling and making classes, and the education system, the degree audit, everything. It's new, and required more planning before it started. We kind of, I don't know, paid a little bit of tax for that.
Yes.
But now I believe the degree audit and the law program is way more arranged.
Yes.
And I believe it's way more, so to say, sophisticated and academic. So I do believe it's a very good department. Law is one of the departments that if you like it, you should enter it. And I could say the same thing for journalism, because I am in that field. It's one of these things that you have to like.
Yeah.
It's not interesting.
Okay.
It's not something that's gonna
reading about the Constitution and like,
the constitutional law is a very, very major part of law, because Constitution is يسمى القانون الأسمى للبلاد, the highest law of the country.
Yeah.
But the law is something that you have to like.
Yes.
To find in yourself that you want to work in that field in the future.
Yes.
The thing with law is that studying law would open a lot of doors for you. You can work in NGOs, you can work in the, so to say, international relations department, you can work in the law itself as a lawyer or as a person of the judicial system.
Yeah.
You can also work with companies. You can also work, because law, in the Iraqi law, you do not specify one field of law that you study.
You can
study everything: criminal, constitutional, commercial, civil, everything. You're studying it all. And the advantage that AUIS has is that we study partially. Some of our primary classes are in English, so you do get the English background of it.
Yeah.
And then also you study the Iraqi laws in Arabic as well. So you have that advantage to be able to work outside the country or with international firms, and also work inside the country, and you're going to be able to become a lawyer in Iraq.
That's really amazing about like how they designed this whole program.
That's a very good thing. So anybody who likes law, I encourage them.
Okay, that's really good.
Yeah.
So you talked about journalism, which is like your current field of profession.
And the past 4 years.
Yeah, and currently you're working at Channel 8. And I have to say, like, you guys are doing an amazing job. Yani.
Thank you.
Your ads are everywhere.
Thank you.
You're covering everything. And your current position is like the content manager there for the...
Content manager in charge of the Arabic social media.
Yeah, so how do you cover something that happened? How does it get from the actual, let's say, crime scene to the Instagram post? What's the whole process of that?
We have a saying in the media and in the channels. We say the very channel itself bases on the reporters.
Okay.
On good reporters.
Yeah.
Like, you need good reporters, otherwise you're not a news channel. So you said about you talked about the, so to say, the crime scene when something happens.
Yeah.
The very first person that's there could be local sources. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But the very first person from your channel, from your organization that gets there are the reporters.
Okay, yeah.
Your reporter is the very first person that gets there. Your reporter and your camera person.
Yes.
We do not call it cameraman anymore.
It's a camera person.
Because we have women that are camera people now.
Yeah.
So we call the camera person. Your camera person and your reporter are the very first people that get there.
Yes.
So these are the most important people by far.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, the work of that reporter is not how to rephrase or how to make the news into the news that's for the, so to say, we call it the LVO, the live voiceover, the news that go on screen.
Okay.
And then we have the intake news, which are the news that go on the website.
And so there is a difference.
There are many differences. We have many criteria of journalism. If you want, we can talk about them. The very first thing, he gives you the primary information.
Okay.
Then you ask him question, him or her.
What happened?
You ask him questions. For example, this person did not want to say. For example, the latest thing we had was the Danagas, the Cormor gas field that was attacked by a drone. The person goes there, but he or she does not cover all the details. I keep on saying he because like the person that we said was a man, so the image is in my head. The image is in my hand. Yeah. So the person that goes there will say, okay, I am seeing burnt pipes.
Okay.
I'm seeing people gathering here. The fence is broken. It's the east side. It's this and that. But then you come to, like, you have other questions. Do you have shrapnels from the drone, for example? Do we have people who are still in the scene that have not been evacuated to a hospital?
Okay. So
do we have blood
people
on the ground? Do we have, for example, the electricity there? Has it been damaged because a drone hit it from... you make the scene.
Yes.
So we actually have the same thing in law. مبادئ التحقيق الإجرامي. We... remake the crime scene.
Yes. You envision it.
The muhaqqiq, the investigator is the first person that goes there to make the crime scene, to look it up around it. If there's blood, how old is the blood there? Like the pieces of clothing, if it's a burn victim, like the severity of the burn, the car that the crime was committed with. So it has almost like the same concept of making. So then the information, all of it gathered, comes to the newsroom. The newsroom is the beating heart of every channel.
Yes.
So when you need it for the website, for the social media, for the LVOs that go on TV,
it's where the processing happens.
It's the beating heart. That feeds blood to every other part of the body.
Yes.
Without the newsroom, without the editors from the newsroom, you will not have the so to say, the news being made. That's the factory of the news.
So explaining in terms of like computer science, software engineer, you would get the input from reporters, and then it would get...
Not necessarily. Most of the times, it's from them.
What other
we have the agencies that you have... so to say, you are
collaborating
with, or you are a subscriber to. For example, we as Channel 8, we have AFP, AP, and Anadolu.
Okay.
So sometimes you get fresh news from them. You do not have a reporter, for example, say in Yugoslavia.
Yes.
You do not have we have reporters around the world, almost in all the important.
And these are like other news channels, or these are agencies?
No, these are agencies that give you raw material only for you.
Okay.
So what AFP gives you, because we are a subscriber, we are allowed to take it without copyright. They give the raw material to us, which includes footage as videos and photos, and which includes news, which includes first-hand testimonies. So anything that they give us, we can take it because we are a subscriber to them, and they give us like fresh updates. We sometimes get news from that. We can get it from primary sources. For example, we have somebody that filmed a fire happened before even our reporters. How do you
double check that? Like there is a lot of videos or like
the double checking process is very hard.
Yes,
and sometimes we have this dilemma in journalism, which is speed and factuality.
Yes,
how to like be the first person to cover it, but it's a lie, or be the second person to cover it, but double check it with more information. We always have that dilemma. We have that balance to keep. That balance is the duty of the manager of the newsroom, the newsroom coordinator or the newsroom manager, and it's also the duty of the editor himself. The one person, for example, gets news about a certain thing, a fire happened, God forbid, in AUIS. I am here. Okay, I have a class. I just came out of a class. I saw that. I'm going to film it. I'm going to send it. Then they're going to ask me, give us more information.
And do you usually pay these sources or like no?
Depends. We don't really do it's not really a payment method. These people really want to deliver the facts.
And they can be like regular people.
They can be regular people. They can be sources. They can be friends. For example, I work in Channel 8.
Yes.
You see something happens in Basra.
I would call
for example,
you and, like,
before our reporter, we have office in Basra.
You have to get dinner then.
If you want that, yes, of course. That's a personal thing. The channel does not really fund that a lot. so please, when you give me information, try to keep it on a low profile.
Of course. It's off the record. Off the record.
So that's the thing. I mean, there could be a payment method. I mean, that we've even had cases like for guests who come over who want to be paid. You're not gonna say no because you need their information.
It's valuable.
But most of the time, it's not really. We don't really care about money.
It's for use. So then returning back to my explanation. So you would get the input either from reporters from
agencies or primary sources.
And then it would get processed in the newsroom.
And not necessarily in the newsroom. Sometimes if it's news, it's processed in the newsroom. But if it's a program, then it will be programmed by the monteurs and in the production department.
Maybe like you're doing a documentary or you are covering something that happened in the past.
Or you get something that's related to a documentary that you're making that goes directly to the programs and the production department. That has nothing to do with that. But generally, it does get processed in the newsroom.
So from the newsroom, it would either get to the TV channel or it would either get to the social media platforms. We call it the digital media, which is the social media and website. Okay, so it's either the digital media or the screen.
Yes.
And you are in charge of the digital media.
I am in charge of the social media mostly and digital media as well.
So you would get like your piece from the newsroom and then you would transfer it into posts or articles?
Yes and no. Sometimes
come?
We have content that is strictly related to for us. We make it ourselves
for the social media.
Most of the times, yes. But if there's something important, yes, we do have to take it from intake. We call it intake, which are the people who work on the news in the newsroom. We call that intake department. We do take work from the intake, but most of the time, I would say 75% of the time, our content is what we create.
Okay. I also been thinking about other thing. Like there are a lot of news and like a lot of events that happen like at 3 a.m. or at 4 a.m. So how is your working hours going?
Mine, or you mean generally in the news channel?
Yeah, generally in the news channel.
We have an idea. Well, like people sometimes ask us. It says, you're at work at 1 a.m. Or you're working on Fridays, or you're working on holidays. So I tell them one thing. I said, turn on your TV. Has it stopped? No, so we cannot stop.
So your working hours are very hectic.
We do not have anything called working hours.
Oh, it doesn't work like that.
24 hours. It's
24/7, huh?
24/7, yes.
Yeah. That's really impressive. Yeah, good job.
The thing with the media, you do not have an option.
Yeah.
You can't go home where there are news.
Yeah. What do you like the most about being in this position?
This position is the idea that you can deliver to the world, the idea that you can give to the people, the idea that you can, have the ability to post something that millions of people are seeing.
Yeah.
And also to work in a channel that you can say, we are giving you the truth, we are giving you the fastest, the best, and the most professional news.
Yeah. By the way, you are the only news organization I follow on social media.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We much appreciate that.
Yeah. So last weekend we went to the movies and we watched Civil War. Have you heard about it?
I love the Civil War.
The new one that came up last Thursday.
Oh, you mean like there's a movie called Civil War?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so it's this fictional movie.
But I am very interested in history.
Yeah, I know.
And
I'm not talking about that.
I thought you mean like the civil wars that happened in Iraq. And
many civil wars happened.
In Korea. And I am very interested in that.
But the thing is, like, it's a very interesting story. It takes on the narrative of what would happen if there was a civil war in the United States.
Well, there was a civil war in the United States.
No, like right now.
Okay.
Yeah. With all the military advancements and with all the with all the division in the US right now, and especially it's election year. So what would happen if there was like a civil war?
That's a good narrative.
Yeah, and it takes the narrator is a journalist.
Okay.
And she's an old-fashioned journalist. Like, she doesn't do video footage. She only takes pictures.
Okay, like we call that newspaper journalism.
Yeah. Okay. And it was really interesting not only to see like what would happen if there was like this high scale like civil war, especially in the US on the big screen, but also like to see it from a very subjective point of view. Like she like that character has gone through a lot of events, and now she's in the midst of this like very devastating thing that's happening in her country back in the US. But like she's covering it, she's not saying like who's right and who's wrong. She's just covering the event subjectively. So how subjective can a reporter be, or a journalist can?
Reporter basically it's not the job of a reporter to be subjective or objective. The reporter just gives you the raw material.
Okay.
So let's get that clear.
Yeah.
We do have a vision of the channel. We have a way of the work of the channel that the reporter has to commit to, that everybody in a news organization is committed to. But the work of a reporter is to be as biased and as neutral as possible.
Yeah.
So
how can you like really enforce that? How can you remove the biases from the actual news?
You basically, if you are biased towards something, you are not a news channel. That's
it, huh?
that's something that you're
a storyteller, huh?
You are a storyteller and you are delivering truth.
Yeah,
that's it. You deliver truth.
Yeah,
you do not touch it. You know. So the work of a reporter, first of all, is not to be biased. It's not just to be factual. It's to look for truth. It's to deliver the raw material, important stuff. So that's that. But as a news channel, it's very hard to be neutral on that basis.
Yes.
You are going to be facing criticism, a lot of criticism. Whether you like it or not, you're going to be facing criticism.
Yeah.
From everybody. So the thing is that you must remain like
as neutral as possible.
Apart from being as neutral as possible, neutral and professional as possible. Like sometimes if you are neutral towards, for example, two political parties in Iraq had a fight.
Yes.
Political party A attacked B and killed numbers of them. You're going to say it that way. You say A attacked B and killed a huge number of them in a catastrophic way.
Yeah.
But then the followers of B
would say that you are biased.
Of A, would say, oh, you are portraying us as a villain. You're portraying us as a bad person. But you are the bad person. What am I supposed to do? You know? So you are gonna face criticism.
No matter what.
You are going to face criticism no matter what.
Yeah.
But you have to be as factual as possible.
Yeah.
For example, we do not even a group, a terrorist group. I would say that. I mean, my channel does not say that, but that's my opinion. A terrorist group like ISIS, we do not call them a terrorist group. We call them militants. مجاميع المسلحة.
Why?
It's not our job to make judgments. That's the job of the law.
That label, it's a judgment, huh? And it shouldn't.
We do not make judgments, even on somebody like the ISIS, which I personally believe that they are a terrorist group. I would say that to the world. Everybody knows that. But we, as
a news organization,
a professional news organization, we do not find it our job to be giving judgments on anybody. So it's a militants, مجاميع المسلحة, armed groups.
So
we do not call them anything. For example, if there is a group of people, for example, there are many groups who call themselves the revolutionaries or al-mu'arada, the opposition, the armed opposition of this country. We do not call that. It's not our job to decide who is opposition and who is oppressor and who is in power and who is right and who is wrong. So you just have to remain on the very blink of, the acidity and basicity in chemistry. You just have to remain as close as possible to the
pH
zero.
level should be 7.
That you have to remain as close as possible to the middle, to the 7, as you said. In math, it's like 0, on the number line. I never liked math or chemistry. Why am I bringing examples about them? So you have to remain in the middle as possible. Don't go. If you go this side's going to criticize you.
Amazing.
It's a very hard job.
Yes,
and
it's really fascinating.
You need to be a person that have made peace with yourself that you're not a part of any of these. You do not have the emotions for any of them. Otherwise, you will not be. The same goes for law. If you are a lawyer or a judge that is biased to a certain type, you cannot represent them properly and you cannot achieve justice properly.
Well said.
Yes.
What advice would you give to people who are looking forward to work in journalism or working in this field of reporting or being the medium between the people and the news?
If you find yourself in it, do it. If you're doing it for fun, don't come near us. It's a hectic job.
Yes.
It's stressful.
Of course.
It's not only stressful because of the work. The thing with us is that, I believe, this is true for 90% of the people that we work with. We do not know anything called working hours.
Yeah, that's what I
saw. Our shifts has ended. We're still working 2-3 more hours, 5-6 more hours.
You are doing a documentary there. You are doing a report there.
We do not look at the clock.
That's
one thing. You do not have the right to look at the clock.
Oh,
my hours are over. I'm in the middle of a report. Close it and leave.
It doesn't work like that. No.
If this is something,
is it rewarding? Or the personal side, we call it?
Rewarding wise, we are all working for the payment of it.
Okay.
As a young person, I'm going to say that. If people are afraid of saying that, I'm going to say that. We are working for the financial side. That's one thing. But the thing with the media business, same goes to the law part. It's something that you have to love it. A law is something that you have to find yourself in it. It's your goal to achieve justice and be the best representative of your country and of your so to say, the people you are representing or the public of your society. The same goes to journalism. You have to be a representative of the journalism in your country. You are representing the freedom of speech and freedom of journalism in your country. That's one thing. You are also, you are doing it for the sake of delivering the truth. You are doing it for the sake of delivering the best news to the people. So if you find that as your reward, and if you find that in you that you want to do that thing, then yes, it's rewarding. If you're doing it for the payment, believe me, there are places who pay better. And you just work 8 hours a day and you get to take holidays off and you get to take regular lunch breaks and you have a regular life that you can eat, and sleep.
It's more structuralized.
And sleep and, be like normal people and go out with your friends, not losing your friends because of that job. So, yes, if you're doing it for the sake of delivering the truth and the sake of defending the freedom of speech, freedom of journalism, and you take your reward, you take your so to say joy in doing that, then yes, come in the media industry. And anybody you have, just send them my way.
Amazing.
Yeah. The Channel 8 really supports. This is. I'm not paid for this.
Yeah.
And
I swear, I swear to God, I haven't paid him.
No, I am not. No, I like by Channel 8. I am not paid for this to promote for them. But Channel 8 really supports young people.
Yeah.
Really supports talent, and really wants to deliver like the best services to the youth. We have many programs that care about that.
Yeah.
We have a program called Studio 8, which monthly we support Kurdish and local filmmakers who has made films or that cannot like complete them or cannot bring them up to an international level.
Yeah.
We help them on all levels and we give them funding.
Yeah.
We have many talents that we are funding. And anybody who has a new talent that can serve themselves and the society and their department, not necessarily journalism. If you're a person that has a new idea in the medical department, come contact us. We're gonna fund you and we're gonna support you and gonna help you.
That's really amazing.
Yes.
Like whether talking to you or like on the previous episode, I also talked to the head of the Film Commission office here at Suli to see like all of these initiatives regarding like establishing a sufficient industry, whether it's like journalism has been for ages now, but like with films and like with these new talents, because there are a lot of hidden talents and hidden gems here.
Yes.
And it's really unfortunate that they are not receiving what they need to make their work and to get it out there.
There's actually one one example of that.
Yeah.
There was a person who lives somewhere outside Suleimania. I forgot where he's from. Ever since he was a kid, he had the dream of either like flying, just making a plane, just making it to an airplane, you know. This person has made it at his house without any academic knowledge about how to make a plane. Was making a small plane, a prototype for it to fly. It was a very, so to say, a small, like some personal project. That person is now sent to a neighboring country, to one of the best aviation academies in the Middle East.
Yeah.
That person is learning how to be a mechanic airplanes engineer, and he's coming back to Kurdistan to make big projects by Channel 8.
Well,
I am not paid by Channel 8 to say this.
I'm really happy to.
I felt that was being done for me. When I heard that, when I saw that person, I saw the happiness in that person, I really felt like somebody has just gave that to me.
Yeah.
Made my dream come true.
Yeah.
That's how happy I was.
والله عشتيتكم.
Thank you.
Now we have covered AUIS and we've covered Channel 8, and you are doing both things. How do you find the balance between all of that?
I don't.
You don't? That's the secret?
I don't. What balance? No.
There is no balance, huh?
I am a very big planner.
Yeah.
I'm like very big on planning. Like everything in my, like even with my posts on social media, everything
there
has
must
to be
have
planned.
a schedule, and there must
That's just a personal thing. Like otherwise we have a rough scheduling. You say every quarter of an hour, every half an hour, or every hour, or every 10 minutes. For me, no. I am big on planning. I am big on planning with my dates. I'm big on planning with my, like even with my friends. I am always the very first guy to be there and call them and annoy them on why are you not all time. We are going out to have fun. Oh no, I don't care.
Yeah.
You're coming on time.
Yeah.
So
it's a sexualized fun.
Yeah. I always say on time is late, early is on time. That's my motto and everything. But the thing with having these two lives, and also getting to the engagement marriage thingy,
I will get to that.
It's not easy to plan. Not easy to plan. You just, as I said, you just have to be dedicated. You have to be motivated, and you have to convince yourself. In my case, I am convincing myself that I'm doing the right thing, not the easy thing.
I agree.
Yeah.
And well done.
Thank you.
So you are settling down. You are entering the golden cage, as they call it.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I hope you nothing but the best.
Thank you very much.
But
I wish the same happiness for anybody else who
thank
wants
you so
to
much, and
come,
to everyone
to
as well.
everyone who wants to step forward. I am not motivating you to, but
Yeah.
if you find yourself ready,
How would you find yourself ready?
emotionally,
Not financially.
that's a lie. You're always financially ready.
How come?
That's a lie. That's
Wallah?
bullshit. That's bullshit. When you're doing something like that, are we allowed to say bullshit? Or
Yeah, of course.
Are you gonna cut that?
I don't believe I don't cut bullshit your way out of.
It's like, okay, financial wise, that's like finance and money, and that's a very, very big part of all of our lives. Not just marriage. Coming to university this morning for any of me and you requires a certain amount of money.
Yes.
Not getting married. A very small step.
Yeah, like going out on weekends.
Going out on weekends, going to drink a coffee requires the money that you're spending on going there, transportation, buying the coffee itself, and something up. So everything has a financial side. You have to take that in consideration. You are correct.
Yeah.
But never make that an
the number one priority, huh?
Never make that a number one priority.
Okay, then how would you mature
emotionally and how to say, like, find it in yourself. Like, as I said in like previous, with work, with the law part, with the journalism part, you just have to find it in yourself. Is this the person I want to spend the rest of my life with? Yes or no? That's it.
That's it, huh?
So the person I want to spend the rest of my life with is a very broad question and has a very broad answer. What is the person to you that you want to spend the rest of your life with is very different to me. You're looking for something in a partner. I am looking for something in a partner. Yeah. Everybody else is looking for something different. And a partner is looking at something else different than you. Your partner does not want somebody that's home 24/7. Your partner does not want somebody to settle with. Your partner wants somebody to be living a long-distance relationship with. I don't know. People have different ways of thinking.
Yeah.
Your partner wants somebody to be, as you said, a very rich person to be just traveling the world with. Well, that's not going to work for me, for example, so to say. We all like to travel the world, but, we are normal people.
Reality hits,
we are normal people that have to work every day. And, so, yeah. You just have to find yourself, be wanting that thing, be ready for it mentally, and finding the right person. It's the easiest process in the world.
How?
It's a no-brainer.
How?
It really is a no-brainer. It just comes from inside you.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's just something that comes from inside. If you are planning it, you will never be able to plan a marriage. I'm telling you that straight up.
We will put it in quotes.
If you are planning this, like you want, I'm going to find the perfect wife at this age, have this much money, house, car, this, that, it's going to crumble on you. You have to find, you do not plan marriages. Marriages just happened. Call me a retroactive person, call me an old-fashioned person on this, but our parents were more correct on that basis. It happens. You find the right person. Yeah. You want to be with that person. You want to be committed. Okay, and commitment is a very, very positive thing. Yeah, people hear the word committed, and as you said, naturally the idea of a golden cage comes in. Being attached, no, that's not what commitment is. Yeah. Commitment is you wanting to finish your job, to come back home to your peace of mind. To your happy place, to your comfort zone. That's commitment.
You would recharge, huh?
Exactly. Yeah. If you are planning on like going out with your friends and you are obliged to coming back home, that marriage is not going to work. Yeah.
Well, very well put. I would add on that, like it's, I don't know, like in this day and age where like there are all these like different way of thoughts, and like there are all these old ideas that we inherited from our parents, and there are all these ideas that we get from external sources, and you are in the middle trying to balance all of it out. So yeah, I think it's very good that you mentioned to find yourself first, to establish something.
Be wanting it,
Yeah.
You have to be wanting it. You have to be, feel like it's a necessity in your life, not an obligation.
Yeah.
Not because you have reached a certain age, not because somebody's forcing you, pushing you. You have to be wanting that thing. Have to have the sense inside yourself that you want to settle down with that person, that you want to live the rest of your life with that person, that you cannot imagine your life without them. You know, I'm here doing this interview. I want them to be outside that window looking at me.
Yeah.
You know, seeing my reaction, you know. That's how life works.
Yeah.
If you can,
I agree.
as we say, plan your life with someone, then you already get married.
Very well said.
Thank you.
And again, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I hope you nothing but the best of the best.
Thank you very much. I wish the same to you.
Thank you. So we have this ritual at the end of each episode to talk about our favorite movies and TV shows.
Oh.
Yeah. So how would you tackle that? What is your favorite TV show?
Okay, I have like for the past, I think, 15 years, I have not been big on movies and TV shows and everything. I have been keeping an eye on the culture, on what's new, on what's happening.
Yeah.
But I've never been big on it.
Yeah.
Like
I think you don't have the time for it.
Apart of not having the time for it,
Yeah.
I do sometimes make time, but I prefer to watch things that are more related to my life. That as you said, you mentioned I'm a sponge to information, so
Yeah.
I'd rather spend 1 hour on a documentary that I can get a lot of information from, rather than on a movie. I love movies. I appreciate movies.
Yeah.
I actually have a lot of friends who are like filmmakers and in the industry.
Yeah.
And I have a very close relationship with them. I love the industry. I love the people in it. I love the concept of it. It's a beautiful concept. It's art.
Yeah.
But really, I am not
A huge fan.
a huge fan of just like, just sitting there watching a movie with like all the excitement in the world. There are movies that I could watch for the 14th time and still have that excitement for it.
Which are?
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, 2001. Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies. Atomic Blonde. Also, I am very interested in the Cold War era. The movies from that era are my thing. Atomic Blonde, it's amazing. And I'm very interested in history. It's one of my documentaries, and also like cars and history are my two major interests ever since I was a kid. So I would rather watch a documentary. I would rather watch a movie, a short film about the life of an influencer or a leader in history, I just whenever I have time, I just go, write in YouTube about something. I just look the very top video that's about that. I just get information about that.
Yeah.
So whenever I have time, I am searching like something that I can get information from.
Yeah. Amazing. Any final remarks?
I would just say stay real. Find yourself.
Yes.
You don't.
How would you find yourself?
Finding yourself happens by a lot of thinking, by a lot of contemplation. What you are, where you are, and where you want to go. What you are in a way that what can you do? What are your capabilities? What are you good at? What are your interests? Who are your people? Who are the people that you want to be with?
Yeah.
The people and where you are right now. You are a university student.
Yeah.
Do not go back to being, you yourself 10 years ago. No.
Yeah.
See yourself 10 years ahead. You are a university student. You can start like this. You are in your fourth semester, for example. If you have extra time, you can start studying for your fifth semester. The things that are coming up.
Yeah.
Make yourself in what you want to be. It's not just in studying, like in life. You play a certain instrument, develop yourself, and look at where you want to be in the future.
Okay.
So just know your capabilities. Do not settle for less. Be on time.
Yes.
That's something that people do not appreciate,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it's taken for granted, huh?
Be on time. Like you are going out with your friends. You are coming to a class. You can be late. okay, there's this option of being late. But why?
You're
Why
going
being
there
late?
anyway. Huh?
You're going there anyways. So be early. If you're late, you're gonna miss on the important things. If you're late, for example, if you're coming to a lecture or somewhere that the seats are limited, you're gonna get the worst seat if you come late. For example, that's just one thing to think
like
about.
one of the big things about like lectures as well. Like if I know this is like outside the conventions, but and people don't like to sit in their front seats. But I always recommend the front seats.
That's a very good thing. You come first. You feel like you have a priority.
Yeah.
You can review what you're there for.
The instructor would respect you more.
Yeah.
They would see that you're invested in actual...
Not even that. Like in work, you always, like, for example, as I said, our work is a continuous cycle. If I, like, most of the times, like, if I have to be there at, so to say, 10, I would be there at 9:30. I would be there at 9.
Yeah.
Why? Before 10, I would be able to write some content. For example,
would start like repeating that, like early is on time and on time is late.
Yeah,
I would have
say
that.
yeah. On time is late and early is on time.
Yeah.
So you just have to be there before the time, plan it properly, and find what you're best at, know your limits, know your talents, and never limit yourself.
Sky is the limit, huh?
You don't say. There was a saying back in the days, and I think I heard it from one of our MMA instructors. It would say, don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. You know, by what I said, by knowing your limits, is that knowing your limit, your threshold of wrong.
Yeah.
You know, don't go
beyond that.
Beyond that, don't go beyond what your body can like take as being tired. You know, if you have like 3 chapters left to study and you feel like you're gonna burn out, you can do the 3 chapters. The wonderful thing with the human mind, I always said that, I don't know if it's scientifically based or not, but I came to that realization, the human brain does not know the word no.
Yes.
If you think about it, you'll find that's correct. If I want to just barehanded turn down that wall, if I ask my brain that, I would physically say that's important. I'm going to break my fist in the first two punches. But if I ask my brain that, can I do it? Your brain is going to say yes. The human brain does not know the word no, but you have to.
Yeah, we have imagination.
You have to be realistic. You have to know how to plan, so that if you spend 5 hours studying for that exam, you're not going to be able to wake up in the morning, or you're going to be wake up with your eyes sore and you would with a headache. So that's what I meant about limitation.
Yeah.
And so just be yourself, find yourself, stay real.
I have one tip regarding like having 3 chapters and it's late at night. I would usually do the following. I would like skim through these last chapters, like roughly, because like at the end of the day you get real tired and like you are very slow when it comes to observing new information, this kind of stuff. So you would skim through those. So if the worst happened and you didn't wake up earlier, you would go to the exam and like you've reviewed
have a rough knowledge of everything.
Have a rough knowledge.
That's
and you would set an alarm to sit earlier than you planned to finish them, because like
correct.
Once you wake up early, you
have an advantage.
Yeah, you have like some charge in you. You have some like rest in the battery, so like you can go through these 3 chapters in a much better way. Like I did that last night. I had the midterm today. We had a couple of slides left, so like we skimmed through them, and then today, that's we can put that in the bloopers.
Welcome to Iraq.
Yeah, you are asking about that.
Welcome to Iraq.
Yes, we're back.
We are back after the electricity outage. Welcome to Iraq.
Yeah. We would add that.
Yeah. I would love that.
We might even like keep it for the.
Why not?
Yeah.
Add it as bloopers, because that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
I'm really glad I had this conversation with you. And
hopefully it's not the last.
I really encourage what you are doing, and
thank you very much.
I'm really glad to know you and like sit down
thank
for you.
Thank you very much.
So you have the mic.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I've said what I have.
Yeah.
And this is a very creative idea. Hopefully we can elevate it in the future.
Hopefully.
We do have a project for that.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep it
Yeah.
for ourselves for now.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you very much.
Everyone listening, if you stayed till now, I'm really glad.
You are a legend.
Yeah, you're legends. Never forget to give us all of your subscribes and likes and whatnot, and have a good day.
Thank you very much.